When you wake up in the morning and your stomach's grumbling, like it didn't just sleep for 8 hours, choosing the right food can feel like a whole mission, especially if you're trying to stay on top of your diabetic diet. Folks in the USA know the struggle all too well. Life gets busy, mornings get hectic, and grabbing whatever's fast usually wins. But if you really want to keep your energy up, keep cravings in check, and keep your blood sugar control on point, adding the right fruits into your morning routine can seriously flip your whole day for the better. And yeah, I know a lot of people hear the word fruit and instantly think, nope, too much sugar. But that's not how it works. Some fruits are straight up gems for maintaining natural glucose balance. And once you know which ones to pick, it becomes way easier to make healthy breakfast choices without feeling like you're sacrificing flavor or joy. Most doctors, nutritionists, and even old school diabetic educators will tell you that mornings matter big time when you're dealing with type 2 diabetes, nutrition, or even prediabetes. What you eat first thing sets the tone for your glucose pattern all day long. If you spike early, you'll be chasing numbers for hours. But if you start strong, with the right foods, especially low glycemic fruits, your body stays steadier. Your energy doesn't crash, and you're less likely to raid the pantry like a hungry raccoon by lunchtime. And honestly, who doesn't want that easy win first thing in the morning? Now, one thing that throws people off is that not all fruits behave the same way in the body. You've got some fruits loaded with fiber, antioxidants, and water that help slow digestion and give your system that gradual rise instead of a wild sugar roller coaster. These fiber-rich fruits are the real MVPs when it comes to crafting a solid morning routine, especially if you're building a lineup of diabetic-friendly foods. And when you learn which fruits actually help lower blood sugar, you start seeing breakfast in a whole different way. Instead of avoiding fruit entirely out of fear, you begin choosing smarter, pairing better, and feeling way more in control of your health. A big part of the confusion comes from old school advice that grouped all fruit together like it was some forbidden food group. But modern nutrition research shows the opposite. Natural fruit sugars behave very differently from refined sugars because the fiber and nutrients in fruit help your body process everything slowly. So yeah, while eating a giant bowl of pineapple or chugging mango juice first thing might not be ideal, the right morning fruits for diabetics can actually help stabilize your levels, keep you full, and even help with inflammation and heart health, which is huge for anyone managing diabetes. Let's talk about why morning is actually the best time to take advantage of these fruits. When you wake up, your liver has been releasing glucose throughout the night. This is where the powerful combo of fruit fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants hits perfectly. Certain fruits digest slowly, which is exactly what you want. They give you energy without hitting you with that sugar spike that leaves you feeling foggy or jittery. Of the biggest game changers when it comes to picking fruits in the morning is understanding the glycemic index and glycemic load. This isn't some complicated science thing you gotta memorize like school. It's just a simple way of knowing how fast a food raises your blood sugar. Foods that are low on the GI scale digest more slowly, releasing energy in a smoother, steadier way. When fruits fall into that category, they instantly become some of the best options for people dealing with diabetes or insulin resistance. That's why low glycemic fruits are such a huge part of a smart diabetic diet, and why you'll see them recommended over and over again when talking about type 2 diabetes, nutrition. But beyond the science, it's also about how fruit makes you feel. There's something about eating something fresh, juicy, and naturally sweet in the morning that just hits different. It's refreshing, it wakes you up, and it makes breakfast feel like something you actually look forward to instead of something you're forcing yourself to do. A lot of folks trying to get healthier burn out too quickly because their meals feel boring or repetitive. But when you add the right fruits to your breakfast, whether it's mixed into yogurt, paired with protein, blended into a smoothie, or eaten straight up, it gives you that little boost of joy and satisfaction that keeps you sticking to your routine long term. What most people don't realize is that fruits also improve digestion, which is another huge win for folks trying to balance blood sugar. When your digestion is slow, your glucose tends to fluctuate more, and that can throw off your whole day. But fruits with soluble fiber like berries, apples, kiwi, and others help ease digestion and keep your gut functioning the way it should. And trust me, A happy gut plays a massive role in achieving healthy blood sugar control. That's why so many registered dietitians push people toward fiber-rich fruits in the morning. They help slow down how fast carbs enter the bloodstream and help you feel full longer, which means fewer cravings, fewer crashes, and far less overeating. Later in the day, another underrated part of adding fruit to your morning is hydration. A lot of folks don't drink enough water when they wake up, and dehydration can mess with glucose levels and make you feel hungrier than you really are. Fruits with high water content help you stay hydrated without even thinking about it. Plus, fruits like berries and apples contain antioxidants that help reduce inflammation, something people with diabetes deal with more often than they realize. So you're not just supporting blood sugar, you're supporting your whole system. When people first hear about incorporating fruit into a diabetic diet, they usually ask the same questions. How much fruit is okay? What if I eat too much? Will fruit raise my sugar? And the answer is pretty simple. The right fruit in the right portion at the right time can actually help your numbers, not hurt them. Eating fruit earlier in the day helps you burn through that natural carbohydrate energy as the day goes on, especially when you're active. Pairing fruit with protein or healthy fats like yogurt, eggs, nuts, or peanut butter makes the impact even gentler and steadier. So instead of cutting out fruit entirely, it's about choosing smarter and combining smarter. The reality is that too many people with diabetes cut out fruit completely because they're scared of sugar, but that ends up hurting them long term. Fruit provides essential vitamins like vitamin C, potassium, and folate, along with antioxidants and phytonutrients that help fight inflammation. And inflammation plays a massive role in insulin resistance, so eating the right fruits can actually help your body's insulin sensitivity over time. So yeah, these fruits aren't just breakfast, they're a small, daily investment into better long-term health. People who consistently include the right diabetic-friendly foods in their morning routine often notice changes they didn't expect. More stable energy, fewer cravings, better mood, and even weight support. Not because fruit magically burns fat or does anything wild, but because the stability it gives your glucose sets you up to make good choices throughout the day. When your blood sugar doesn't swing up and down like a roller coaster, your decision-making around food becomes easier, your stress reduces, and you don't feel trapped by hunger or cravings. One more thing that's super important is how accessible fruit is. A lot of diets make you feel like you need expensive powders, supplements, or fancy ingredients to get healthy. But fruit? It's affordable, widely available, and easy to prep. Whether you're grabbing berries from the store, slicing up an apple, or packing a kiwi in your bag as you head out the door, it takes almost no effort. That's why adding morning fruits for diabetics is such a sustainable habit. It fits real life. Eating fruit in the morning also helps balance out meals that might otherwise be too carb-heavy. For example, if someone is eating toast or oatmeal, adding fiber-rich fruit slows everything down and helps keep glucose steady. If you're someone who skips breakfast, adding fruit can help you break that habit without feeling overwhelmed. And if you're used to sugary breakfasts like pastries or sweetened cereal, fruit gives your taste buds the sweetness they crave without the insane sugar spike. As you start building your morning routine around fruits that support natural glucose balance, you might even notice your cravings for sugary snacks fade away. That's because stable blood sugar leads to stable appetite signals. When your glucose stays steady, your brain doesn't freak out and beg for fast energy. So in a weird way, eating fruit actually helps you want less sugar over time. And honestly, the best part of adding fruit to your morning is how doable it is. You don't need recipes, you don't need skills, you don't need time, you just need consistency. You just gotta wake up, grab one of the fruits that actually benefits your body, and start your day on a good note. And before you know it, it becomes second nature. It becomes that small habit that makes a huge impact on your type 2 diabetes nutrition journey. If someone told you years ago that you could support your blood sugar, boost your energy, improve digestion, and reduce cravings just by adding a few smart fruit choices in the morning, it would probably sound way too simple. But sometimes the simplest things really do make the biggest difference. The right fruits give your body natural, steady energy, and when you honor your body in the morning, your whole day flows easier. Small habits create big wins, and choosing smarter fruit is one of the easiest ways to start stacking those wins day after day.